With my insatiable appetite for LRF fishing and my Witchwood agitator drop shot rod being too long and cumbersome for the motorhome, it was time to find a multi-piece travel specific drop shot rod I could use on my trips away. I know many anglers would shy away from fishing rods that are made for many sections, and there was a time, many years ago, when I would have too. A few years back I managed to end up with a 4-section feeder rod that packed down small enough to fit in a standard sized backpack, and after 5 minutes of using the rod I realised it wasn't too much different than using a 2-piece rod. Feeder rod was light, comfortable, sensitive, played fish very well and was a joy to use. From that day I was a fan of multi-piece travel rods, and if you have never experienced one, I highly recommend you do, especially if you like to fish on your travels. There are loads of LRF and drop shot rods on the market, but the majority of them are 2-piece, which was of no use to me. During my research I found only one specific travel drop shot rod that was a sensible price, and that was the Madfish Traveller LRF rod. At £55 the Rockstar isn't a cheap rod, but it is a fraction of the cost of the only other alternative. I paid a penny under £55 for my Rockstar, which all things considered isn't too bad. The Madfish Traveller LRF rod, which I will call the Rockstar from here on in, is a 7-foot rod with a 2 to 10 gram casting range. It breaks down into 4 sections and comes complete with 2 top sections, a 1 ounce and a 2 ounce, which means you can fish uber light if you want to. The build quality of the Rockstar is very good and isn't too much different to my agitator rod. It feels like a tough and durable rod that, provided I look after it, will last. The finish is to a good standard, however I am not a fan of the blue and white colour scheme and prefer the single gunmetal grey colour of the agitator. The colour is personal preference and will not affect the way the Rockstar handles in any way. Another feature of the Rockstar I am not keen on is the finish of the handle, which is not to my taste. This is of course just a picky point. The Rockstar weighs in at around 115 grams, which is around 4 ounces, and packed down it is just over 58 centimetres in length, which makes it perfect for not only the motorhome but any travelling. My Rockstar rod permanently lives in the boot of my car, so I always have a fishing rod to hand if I stumble across a new bit of water to fish. There's not much more to say about the look and build quality of the Rockstar, so let's see how it performs where it really matters, on the bank. At 7 foot, the Rockstar is 1 foot 3 inches, which is just over 38 centimetres, shorter than my Witchwood agitator drop shot rod. 38 centimetres may not sound like much, but it is noticeable when using the Rockstar, especially when it comes to one particular part of LRF fishing. I'm using the Shimano Hyperloop 1000 RB reel, the one I usually use on my Witchwood agitator, and I have to say that it feels equally as balanced and equally at home on the Rockstar rod. Even though the Hyperloop feels very comfortable on the Rockstar, the casting distance isn't as good as using the agitator. Casting with the Rockstar and Hyperloop is nice and smooth, it's just that the distance isn't quite there. The casting difference won't be much of a problem drop shot fishing, but when jigging on larger waters it is going to make a difference. You should not let this be a deal breaker though. Other than the noticeable difference in length, fishing with the Rockstar doesn't feel any better or any worse than fishing with the agitator. The agitator is a nice rod to use, and the Rockstar feels nice to use too. If I didn't know the Rockstar is made up of 4 sections and couldn't actually see all the joints, I would never have guessed, as it feels and behaves like a 2-piece LRF rod. The Madfish Traveller LRF rod is a cracking rod, and one that is going to be perfect for my motorhome fishing adventures, and also for new rivers, streams and canals I may stumble across when I'm driving in unknown territory. If you are in the market for an LRF travel rod that is good quality, nice to use and packs up uber small, the Rockstar is one you should definitely have a look at. Now the disclaimer. I did not get paid to create this review, and neither was I given the Rockstar rod to review. I had to part my own hard-earned money to buy the Rockstar rod. This is an honest and unbiased review of my experience and personal use of the Rockstar LRF rod, and all views and opinions are my own.